In this tutorial, we will show you how to do analysis in EarthSmart. We'll show you how to analyze a single product lifecycle, multiple product lifecycles, and do scenario analysis. This tutorial is for all EarthSmart user types. To perform analyses, first select the project you want to work in. Then click Select to select the Analyze tab. This brings up the screen shown here. Next, use the Categories or Search feature to find the product lifecycles you wish to analyze. Remember to type up to 6 characters in the search field. Once you have found what you want to analyze, drag and drop it from left to right. The analysis changes slightly when you analyze more than one item. Let's start with only one to see what we can do. You'll see that you can analyze different phases. The first option is to assess the whole life cycle from cradle to grave. Use the pull-down menu to see other phases. Each phase will include any end-of-life associated with materials used in the phase. We can see end of life broken out in the analysis. If you have multiple methods available to you, you'll see the Change Method button in the bottom right. Click this button to select a different method. Use the drop-downs to change the method and normalization weighting set. Click Analyze to begin the analysis. The results will show in the graph below the analysis screen. The first view will show the impacts or damage results broken down by life cycle phase. The phrase conversion includes any processing and energy added to the components and activities used in the product. If you have the appropriate EcoInvent license, you will have the option to click on characterization. This will bring up more detailed views of the results. Click on normalization. This will give an indication how the impacts compare with the rest of the damage we are doing as a society, typically per capita annual impacts. There are other ways to normalize. If your manager has chosen a different type of normalization, he or she will explain the difference. You may also have the option to choose a single score. Single scores aren't useful for single products. In addition to the bar chart, you can see your results in a radar or spider chart. Click Radar Chart. Both types of charts can be saved in a JPEG format by clicking Save Chart in the lower right corner of the screen. You can see the details of any of these results in a table format by clicking Data Table. Data tables can be saved in Excel CSV format by clicking the Save as Excel button in the lower right corner of the screen. Play around with the analysis by selecting different phases and looking at all the options available. Remember that you can't change anything in the model from the Analyze tab, so you can't do anything wrong. Now let's see how to do a scenario analysis. Scenario analysis can only be done with a single product that has been set up using parameters. To begin, select the Parameters tab. All the parameters in the model will be listed along with their default or baseline values. To analyze different scenarios, use the drop-down to select the number of scenarios you wish. Decide whether you want the baseline in addition to your scenarios. If not, deselect it here. Give your scenarios names. They will be given the names Scenario 1, Scenario 2, etc., but this isn't helpful when viewing the graph. Here I'm going to analyze a very small printed wiring board that reduces the use phase energy demand by 10%. And a printed wiring board that's only slightly smaller than the baseline that reduces energy demand by 50%. Click Analyze to see the results. The baseline will always show as 100% on the graphs. The scenarios will show the percent of impacts in comparison with the baseline. So if the result for a scenario is 70%, for example, it has 30% fewer impacts than the baseline. A result of 130% would indicate that the scenario had 30% more impacts than the baseline. All of the options for characterization, impacts, normalization, and single score are available to you in the scenario analysis. In this case, the single score can give you a yes-no answer when scenarios rank differently in different impact categories. Remember that the single score is based on value judgments, so should never be used outside of your organization. Chosen well, The single score reflects your corporate values, but it may not reflect the values of the rest of us. Under the other options, when analyzing scenarios, there is the option to see only a single indicator at a time. Use the drop-down in the upper left next to indicator. This can be helpful when analyzing many scenarios concurrently. Graphs can be saved and the data tables exported as CSV files. EarthSmart also gives us the ability to analyze multiple life cycles. Simply drag and drop as many life cycles as you wish to analyze. Once you have everything chosen, be sure the rest of your settings are correct and click Analyze. In each category, the item with the largest impacts will show as 100%. Other life cycles will show as a percentage of the maximum. Comparisons work the same way as scenario analyses and have the same options available to us. Now you've finished learning how to analyze in EarthSmart. The next tutorial will show you how to use reports using EarthSmart. If you are a manager or administrator, you may wish to view the Creating Reports tutorial next. If you have any questions about analyzing in EarthSmart, please contact us.